President of Texas-based Core Plan Corrections. He develops prisons for towns around the country like Hardin.
The idea was, hey, we need another prison.
Parkey and his team had it all. Core Plan had a feasibility study done, which predicted Montana's prison population would grow 16% in the next 5 years. Core Plan had architects, engineers, and a consulting group, Innovative Government Strategies. There was an investment banking firm, Municipal Capital Markets, to handle Hardin's borrowing needs.
So it felt like a no-brainer.
Right. Everything sounded great.
So the Two Rivers Authority floated $27 million in bonds, money the town didn't have, to build a prison on spec with no contract to house prisoners.
They promised that if we could not get a contract, that they would bring prisoners from another location. There's nobody here.
Turned out Montana's prison population has grown just 4%, not 16. The Two Rivers Authority tried to find anyone to fill its prison, even detainees from Guantanamo Bay. So far, no takers.
What does it cost to heat this place?
Between the gas and the electric, it runs about $10,000 a month.
Wow.
Core Plan and the outside construction firm received nearly $20 million for their work. Municipal Capital Markets, Core Plan's hand-picked investment bank, made $1.6 million in fees. The town of Hardin has a $27 million default on its municipal bonds.
I think we were led down the wrong path.
We called Core Plan, Municipal Capital Markets, and Innovative Government Strategies to learn more about their involvement. All three companies refused to comment. We found Core Plan's track record mixed. Since the prison boom began in the 1990s, 6 of the 39 facilities Core Plan developed, including Hardin, have, according to local county officials, either had trouble filling beds or have not made money for their communities.
Anytime you're dealing with any private entity, whether it be a prison operator or somebody who's going to set up a widget plant in your town, you have to do your due diligence. It's about people paying attention.
Do you guys blame yourselves at all? What have you learned from all of this?
I guess if it sounds too good to be true, it's that old adage, it probably is.
Coming up, a judge who takes off his robe and throws down his gloves.
You're popping off and being a smart ass and a pain in the butt. I'm gonna solve that problem.
One man's answer to the prison crunch.
I should be sending you to jail today. I figure you owe me, and I won't forget it.
Next, when we return.
All right, Mr. Wooten. Back row all the way again for me. Mr. Wagley. I'm not your daddy. I'm not going to be there to wipe your butt, zip your britches up, tuck your shirt in every day, all right? You got to take care of yourself.
This is a courtroom like none you've ever seen before.
If you tell me the truth and you show up, I'm happy to work with you. If you lie to me, treat me like a chump, or run off, then we're going to have a problem, okay?
It's the Community Corrections Continuum of Care Court, 4C for short, in Dallas.
Don't come to court with your pants sagging, okay?
Judge Robert Francis presided. He may not be wearing a robe, but there's no question who's in charge.
This ain't friggin' Burger King, right?
Yes, sir.
It ain't your way.
Yes,
We're
sir.
gonna do it my way, okay?
It's a centerpiece of prison reform in Texas, saving money by keeping people out of jail. That's right, Texas. Tough on crime, lock 'em up, throw away the key, Texas, which houses more than 200,000 inmates and once led the nation in the number of people in prison, is now a leader in keeping people out of prison.
I should be sending you to jail today. I figure you owe me, and I won't forget it.
But make no mistake, Judge Francis is a Texan through and through. He drives a pickup truck, favors boots over loafers. Hunting trophies adorn his office, and he's all about law and order.
I'm a white male conservative Republican. I'm a life member of the NRA. I have prosecuted someone who received the death penalty. I have sentenced about 5 people to death.
But Francis thinks the nation's criminal justice system needs a drastic overhaul, starting in his beloved Texas.
We had a crisis on the cost of imprisoning people, and y'all have seen it around the country. I still think that violent people who are willing to risk hurting someone, that's probably who needs to go to prison. But there are so many millions of people in prisons in this country that don't fit in that category. There's probably a better way.
And we're in a time when we're trying to cut expenses.
Republican State Representative Jerry Madden says Texas was on a road to financial doom, a road lined with more and more prisons. In 2007, projections showed Texas would need 17,000 more prison beds over the next few years.
It's going to cost about $2 billion to build that number of prison beds, let alone manning them. Let's see if I can find
Madden says he knew virtually nothing about prisons when the Speaker of the House appointed him to head the Corrections Committee.
He said, don't build new prisons, they cost too much.
So what do you do?
If you can statistically reduce someplace in this system the flow, either people leaving and coming back to prison, which we call recidivism, or people in the prison.
Madden found one way to do that was with new substance abuse treatment programs in jails and prisons. An even bigger opportunity was to change what happens upon release. That's where the 4C court comes in.
Mr. Guilla.
While there are approximately 100 drug and reentry courts in Texas, Judge Francis's program is unique. It covers everything.
I'm probably not going to call him out.
Francis and his staff focus on rehabilitating criminal offenders, most of whom serve time in special drug and alcohol treatment facilities. Launched in 2009, the program is like an intensive year-long boot camp. It starts with orientation.
Failure to appear for a random drug test is considered a positive drug test. You're going to have to be
Every few days, there are random drug tests, mandatory AA and Narcotics Anonymous meetings, as well as sessions with counselors and probation officers.
How's counseling going for you?
It's going good. I like it.
Help me out. Tell me.
Then, once a week, it's judgment time.
Tell me what you have done the past 3 weeks that is so good, I'm not going to put you in jail today for doing these things wrong.
Francis decides if those who commit minor infractions while on probation deserve a warning, a few days in jail, or a longer stay in prison.
Help me out, Mr. Guilla. Why should I not send you to jail today?
This man, on probation for assault, didn't have the paperwork to show he attended his mandatory meetings. That's a violation.
You knew you were coming to court today, right?
I've been having a lot of stuff in my hand, too much.
Come on, man. I got a lot of things on my mind. I almost forgot to come to work this morning. I thought I was supposed to go to the beach. All right, Mr. Guilla, why don't you go on with the bailiff? Let's take a few days. I want you to kick back in jail. I want you to relax. I want you to focus on what it is I want you to do when you get out and be prepared, okay?
The participants know what they're required to do. The trick sometimes for Judge Francis is getting them to do it.
Ms. Hudspeth, you're not going to wear me out, are you?
This woman, on probation for prostitution, missed 2 meetings with her counselor and knows the consequence might be a few days of jail time.
If I have to do 3 days, I understand because it is my fault.
Yeah, you owe me the 3 days for cutting out on Wednesday. There's not much I can do about that. You know how the rules are.
I understand.
All right, why don't you go on?
But then there are those who actually follow through.
I've been working.
And that's when the magic of the program really shows.
Mr. Akers.
How's it going?
I'm living the dream, baby. What about you?
Me too, living the dream.
Take care of those tickets yet?
Yeah, I went down there today and had to take care of it.
Excellent. I'm proud of you. I thought I was going to have to jump the butt. You did a good job. I sit down and talk to them myself. I get to know them. You begin to treat people as a human being. You show them some respect. You show them that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And pretty soon you see the majority of folks are improving their lot in life.
Just as important as any of that here in Texas, the money. Not only is the program effective,
So we really got about 9 people look like they ought to go to jail today.
it's a lot less expensive.
Generally accepted average to put somebody in prison in the state of Texas, $47.50 a day. I've got a big staff, but still we're taking care of people at $7.50 a day. So my math isn't that great, but $40 per person per day, and I deal with about 320 people a year. Yeah, I think we're saving money.
A savings he estimates that comes to more than $700,000 a year.
Ms. Harris?
Yes, sir.
Things took a turn after the beginning of the year, didn't they?
Yes, sir. They really
Everything's
have.
been good. Very proud of the changes you made.
I'm very proud of some changes I've made.
Good deal. Good deal.
How are you not coddling criminals? I mean, that's the gut reaction. You see this, oh, we're giving them all this individualized attention to someone who's a criminal.
Well, I don't think anybody that watches me in court is going to say I coddle them. These folks, they didn't grow up like I did. So if I spend a year reinforcing their positive behavior, their good actions, that's not coddling. That's simply parenting a grown-up.
There's a real risk that you're not always going to get it right.
Absolutely, absolutely. I have not had a single person in my reentry program that's gone off and committed another crime and injured somebody. It may happen someday, I hope not. But yeah, you've got to pay attention and you've got to protect society, but you've got to give these folks every possible chance there is to succeed.
And it seems to be working, like for this man with a history of burglary and theft.
If it was not for this program, I would be sitting in the penitentiary right now.
Since the program began in 2009, 87% of the 632 participants have met all the requirements and gone on to graduate.
Judge Francis, you know, that's my daddy right there.
And a study by the Dallas County Probation Department found 4C graduates are less likely to violate probation or return to prison compared to those on standard probation who did not have the benefit of the program.
The car stereos, the GPS, those are the only car stereos and GPS that you need. Just the ones that you own in your car.
And since Texas has implemented reform programs, the Texas prison population has declined. Those projections, confronted by Representative Jerry Madden, of 17,000 new inmates have been scrapped. That's 2 whole prisons they didn't have to build.
In the last 4 years, the estimates we have put us between $1 billion and $2 billion in savings. Because we've not grown the prison population, we should be saving our taxpayers' money by doing things intelligently.
So now, the one-time prison capital of America has become the capital of prison reform.
Very proud of each of y'all. Give yourselves a hand again.
It could be a lesson for other governments increasingly imprisoned by their own correction systems, where there's money to be saved and fortunes to be made, the billions behind bars. I'm Scott Cohn. Thanks for watching.
Crunchy, brisk, sweet, salty, cheesy, and refreshing. Job number 1 at PepsiCo is satisfying global tastes. Sink your teeth into Pepsi's Challenge. Premieres November 10th, only on CNBC.
CNBC, first in business worldwide.